Hello, good morning. Hope y'all are well. I am working today on this junk journal and I took a complete pivot from what I was going to do. And I've decided that I am going to do these pages, most of them individually, and they are going to go on these rings. So these rings, they're just cheapo, snap rings that I um, dyed with alcohol ink, so they look funky. And so the pages, I've made all these little page protector things, and that's what I'm working on right now, is just getting all those protectors on there. Um, so that when it's, in the rings, it doesn't fall apart. Hopefully, that's the plan anyway. And so I'm just now working on these last two that needed only lightweight. So these are super heavyweight, and I cut them out using this little 1/2 inch punch from Recollections. I think it's Recollections. Anyway, don't necessarily recommend it because it got dull on me pretty quick, and then I punched the middles out. So I hand punch hundreds of these things, and this is 130-pound paper, so it goes on the lighter weight papers. And so that's what I'm doing right now. But this one is a double page. So I'm just gluing them down onto with the lighter weight ones. That is just out of some paper from 12 by 12 cardstock shop. And it's not necessarily black, it's kind of an off black, but it'll do. It'll do. Just to kind of make sure that my pages don't get torn by turning them. That's the hope. It's not always the reality. So I don't know about where you are, but it's going to be a scorcher here today. And for the next 10 days, so our weatherman says, those do not look even at all, but they're going to have to do. They'll do. They'll be fine. So that one, and then this is another lightweight one. And see what I've done here is I've sewn these together and then rethinking it, that's not really going to work unless I keep these pages together. And punch holes in my doilies too. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Or I could cut it in half and just leave it, one page longer than the other, and then one page like so. I think that's what I'll do on this one. Let's see here. Let's go. I'll leave enough that the stitching doesn't come apart. But then I'm going to have to rethink my holes there. These holes will probably be okay. I don't know. Maybe I'll fold this over and grab some washi and glue some washi tape to it. I think that's what I'll do. Let's get that nice end. So kind of coming up with solutions on the fly. Let's put washi tape, put glue here. I don't trust washi tape by itself ever to hold something stiff like this. And glue here. I don't want this one. I want, let's do a black and white checker. Well, see now this, for some reason, this washi tape wants to stick. Okay, not yet. You didn't get quite where I wanted you to be there. Let's hold you up here. Oh, okay, this is awkward. There we go. All right. That end off. And then I'm going to have to punch through all that. Okay. I mean, that's not a lot. And the holes that I initially made. I'm just coming down a wee bit from them. And the lightweight ones on here. So I punched out, let's see, 72 and 6, 6 and 7 is 1,330 something of these this morning. And I had done a couple hundred the other day, and I've already put those on. Okay, we're gonna go here. That's gonna maybe be problematic. I should probably open this out. Yeah, that way it doesn't stick to itself. And this may have been the, excuse me, dumbest idea ever. We're gonna find out. Set that over there to dry. And then this is still a heavier piece because it's two pieces glued together. Let me see how these are gonna fare on here. Yeah, they'll be fine. I'm gonna be quiet here because I don't think anybody's here. So I'm not gonna be doing a lot of talking to myself. Dancing with myself. Last night I found a movie on Netflix called Last House. Listen, I watched that whole movie because I know I talked about this last night. And um, just the ending for me was very disappointed. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but no, it was a negatory for me. I didn't like it. I need to fix my holes. Come on. Punching through a lot there. There we go. Okay, that page should be okay. It shouldn't have any sticky that's gonna make it. Yeah, it still does. So I'm just gonna leave it open there. Okay, so my last pages that I need to do are right here, and then I can arrange them all in there. And these all need the heavy duty protectors. And I'm gonna glue those on and then cut these in half, just because it's faster that way. I don't want to spend the whole live gluing. I did a lot of this prep work last week, and I want to show you all the things that I did prepping for this journal, which I've decided that the theme is going to be curiosities like alchemy and, you know, circus freaks and everything horror kind of. So Halloween, but not necessarily Halloween, more just horror. And not horror. I mean, it just depends who you are, whether it's horror. So I miscalculated when I first made these the other day, not thinking that I needed 6 for, or not a 12 for each page. because I'm doing both sides. So I didn't make nearly enough, so I had to rush and make a bunch this morning. And this stuff, let me tell you, is not easy to punch. It's thick. My hands got pretty sore. And what I did was I made a template to punch my holes. It's just and I'm going to actually put this inside the book because the idea is to be able to move the pages in and out of the book, move them around, put new pages in, whatever, whatever. I didn't need my glue. I like a journal like that because, I can change my mind and, I made a page and I decide I don't like the page or, there's something specific that I want in there, then I can do that. And I'm just going to double check something, make sure that I am actually live. YouTube. Turn my sound down. New channel. Okay, yep, I am. Sometimes I never know. I'm going to go ahead and cut this out in half. And I can then put all the pages together and take them out and work on them individually if I want to do more stitching, because I've done a lot of stitching on this journal so far. Let me just get these all glued on and then I'll cut them in half. And I left this hole here. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I'll do something with it. Do something. And wait till you see all the goodies I got, though. I have a bunch of strips like this that are going to be fun to decorate with. I'm cutting this stuff out because I don't want to waste anything. You guys know I don't like wasting. Today, I'm going to be grinding up a bunch of pork to make ground pork so I can make my own sausage and make my own chorizo because I love chorizo, but I hate the ingredients that are in it. Every time I read the ingredients, it just kind of grosses me out. So, not the spices. I like the spices. It's the it's what they're made of. Yuck, gross. So I make my own so that I like it. They use some really weird parts for chorizo. Oops, dang it. I already dropped a bunch of these and lost them somewhere today. So we have how Mike acquires stuff? I don't know. We have a commercial grade meat grinder. Huge. It's humongous. And we just had one pork roast. And I'm like, Mike, can we grind? He wanted some pork chops. And so he cuts his own pork chops off of there. So can we grind up the rest? And he's like, comes back. And he's like, it's not worth it cleaning it for just one little roast. So he's got 2 pork shoulders too that we're going to grind up. And that's fine because, first of all, I have a hard time finding ground pork at the store. And pork is cheap right now. I mean, compared to like beef. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This goes pretty quickly once you have all the prep work done. And I had them all, or, part of the ones that I've already done, I had them in the rings. And what I found was the pages that open out were stiff and not, not fun. And I need fun in my life. I need to be able to open up that journal and enjoy it. I'm gonna put, I have some crystals that I'm gonna put, actual crystals, and um, gemstones. 4, 5, 6. Not like glued into the pages, but dangles, either off the sides or on the rings. I don't know yet. We'll have some botany, chemist. Just, okay, I will call it a science. How about that? Science. Sciences journal. Not just one science, several. Entomology, botany, alchemy, I don't know, freak show stuff. One more page, and then I've got all my pages ready to go on the rings. Then I just have to arrange them. And I hope, crossing my fingers, I hope it works. And I'm just using my PVA glue, by the way, if you wondered. And I can do half pages too, which I like the idea of, as long as, but I have to make more of these page protectors. And I have plenty of this paper because I've done some designing for 12 by 12 cardstock shop. And the pay is, gift card. So I got smart and bought a bunch of this. When I say a bunch, like 5 sheets. They're 12 by 12 sheets and they cost about the same as the Tim Holtz paper. They're not as good. Maybe but there's a little bit more paper for your bang for your buck, and it's a heavier paper. So it'd be great for like journal covers and crap like that. And did I really need these heavy of rings on here? Probably not, but I kind of wanted to. So maybe I would take a page like this and decide I want to make a cool page edge, but then it'll stick out too far. Well, it won't matter because I can trim it to whatever I want. I can do what I want. Morning, Paula. Happy Friday to you. Okay, where did my... And I have a few extras because Fuzzy Matt. Now we've got dead entomology here. I'll try and find him and scoop him up. Put him in the journal. I was gonna resin not a bed bug, one of those stink bugs that I hate so much. I was gonna try and resin one of those um, for a journal. It's been a week, so you're extra happy it's Friday. I know. I think just weird planetary alignment stuff. I don't know. I'll make these all so they line up nicely as best as I can. So this is a journal, I guess you could say, without signatures. Just single pages. Kind of like this really cool, actually, speaking of botany, this very cool book that Mike found me at the Sally Army. And there's a bunch of volumes. And it's just about, ooh, I forgot to do this side. I better do that side. It's going to be important. It'll look weird too if I don't. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. It was fun. I think I would do it differently. I think that the original idea that belonged to whoever doing it on pattern paper was better because, I mean, unless you really go to town on making your own pattern paper, it's a little bit on the simple side, which, isn't a bad thing, but you guys know me. I have trouble with clean and simple. It's just not in my wheelhouse. There. And I didn't cut all these perfectly, and I don't care. I don't need them to be perfect. Okay, that's a little bit on the gluey side. So here are all my pages before pockets and decorations and all that stuff. So now I'm going to kind of sort through them because I don't need these two next to each other anymore. One for you, one for you, one for you, one for you, one for you. Okay, one for you, one for you, 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 you. This is a spread. You, you, you. Look at this. This is a spread too. You, you. I put this on here so I know which end is top. Not that it really matters. You, didn't, didn't. Yeah, but Paula, you're amazing. That's all I have to say on that. Okay. I have them sorted, hopefully, how I'm going to like them. So, I'm going to grab my rings and start to build. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this over and build from the bottom. Let's see. Let's just close that for a minute. Get the other rings on there. Stuck to the magnet. Okay, so I'm working from the back right now. So I'm going to do half of them from the back and half of them from the front, I think. Not gonna be easy. I could probably grab more than one. All right, what happened here? How'd you get? My rings are moving around on me. All right. And they're meant to. Let's see if I can make this kind of be still a minute. Come here, you. Fiddly. Let's do several at a time so I'm not messing around. Just line up the holes so they kind of match up. Probably the bookmakers have little machines that do this because this hand machine isn't doing it that great. Line up my holes. Can't see those. There we go. This one wants to be a butt, so it's going on by itself. And then we'll flip through it. I can't even tell where I am, which is half. So in some ways this was a good idea, in other ways not. But it's definitely no sewing involved other than the stitching that I'm doing on the pages themselves. Oh my goodness, I'm not an amazing artist, girl. I'm going to do this one singly too. Now this one sticks out a little bit and I'm just going to let it stick out because I like it. Let's see. I'm not even really counting, where I am. I'm just going for it. Because ultimately I can turn these rings. Not a big deal. I just mainly needed it to sit somewhere. Okay, let's close these and then work from the other side now. Through. You through. I do need to make sure that they go through. Well, I'm still working from the same side. Okay. Okay. Brain freeze. Yeah. So now they're sliding down on. That's a lot easier way to go than from the top. Especially if these sit nicely like they're supposed to. I've about got it like halfway, in between the two. Listen, you. Oh, okay, I have an issue right there. My thing isn't poked all the way through. Ah, there we go. Ah, thank you, sweetie. Half the time I think I'm just probably insane. Why do I do this? Why? Because it's fun. Almost got it. This is a double page spread. Oh, look at there. Get straight. Almost got it. One lightweight page. I've got this is some bitty penny papers that I did this page with. All right. Now we'll hook them together. I'll sit down correctly. I don't think I'd be able to fit more pages in though. I think I may have too many as it is. I can't get this to sit down proper. Yep, I'm gonna keep fighting it till I get it. Hey, Maddie, good morning. And that's upside down. Oh, that's okay. That's probably the back. Yeah, I'm gonna have to maybe eliminate some pages or maybe not worry about it and let it be crazy like that. And it may work itself out. I don't know. Part of the problem is these things right here. Let me see if I can get them moving a little bit. And my spacers take up a lot of room. hot. See, it's a good thing I put those protectors in there, or this thing would rip to pieces. Yep, I'm gonna have to take some pages out. I don't want to. I don't want to. I need bigger rings is what it is. Could probably steal some D rings out of a binder. Wonder. Let's find out. Let me grab one. Okay. I have these giant 12 by 12 binders that I keep, obviously 12 by 12 single sheets of paper that I used to use as props. I don't know how I would steal those out of there. I don't think I can. Don't tell me no. Yeah, you can find a basket or make yourself a box. All right, I need some place to put these so they don't get destroyed because it's the whole point they were in the binder. I have a second binder that they'll fit in, I believe. Or it may be a gator mouth, but I won't care because I hardly ever even open these. A lot of cool papers in there. I should probably use. I've had them for years and years and years. I buy them individually from scrapbook.com. So now we are still winging it. And if I do that, if I rub that out of there, what am I going to do with this piece here? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, huh? Oh, no, that's a problem because the spacing isn't right. Oh God, I'm wasting my time there. Okay. It's just gonna have to be the way it is. And I'm still gonna do a cover for it. And once I do the cover and it covers over the whole thing, I don't think it'll matter. The main thing is that I'll be able to open these. So each individual page will open nicely-ish. All right, let's go through it. That was the whole point anyway. So got that. It doesn't matter that that's upside down. Let's see what the problem is that the little back pieces, maybe if I just start pushing these through the back pieces, I'll have better luck with it. I don't know. They're bigger than the holes, kind of. Got a blank page. Push them through. This was that candy wrapper thing. Come on, go through there. Since I have those very heavy paper protectors on there, I'm not worried about ripping my page if I force it through. Blank page. Because some of them I punched with my crocodile, which isn't quite as big as this. So I think that might be part my problem too. So this is just a little doily that'll probably turn into a pocket. Yeah, I don't know that this was a wonderful idea. Might have to make my own rings. Yeah, I think you're right, Maddie. Okay, and that's upside down. Or do I? Oh, I have the whole thing upside down, so never mind. It's not upside down. See, I put a marker on there so I know which side is up. Okay, so what I need is I need those on the outside, so that's what I'm working towards here. Just getting those all on the outside once I've decided what the outside is. Oh, you came undone. That's because this paper is kind of tender. Okay, let's just pretend this is the outside. No, it's still way too many pages. Okay, another solution I could do is sew these all together and forget the rings. But if I sew them, I would have to sew them with something silky so that they turn easily. What do you guys think? Uh, Thinking this through. Well, let me just set this aside and think it over. Because, yeah, I mean, because this side will squish together fine, but this side doesn't want to squish together. So I'm gonna rethink my life there. Maybe I'll get some bigger D-rings. Maybe I have some bigger ones around here somewhere. Um, so I've been working on ephemera for this guy. And that I've done some, this is actually, I did use my Better Press on some felt. And I ripped the felt. Ripping felt is not easy, friends, so that it kind of looks like a carpet. And then I have lots of little bottles here. I have some stamps with Ouija and stuff I haven't done yet. Yesterday, I screwed around, and this is also done on the Better Press. And what I did was I stitched it down to paper and left an opening, and I stuffed it. So you can see the dimension there on the mushrooms. And then glued it to a pocket. Yeah, I think I'll invest in larger rings. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about if I prefer the sewing or not. And this is some older stuff. And then I did some experimenting with putting baby oil on paper to get kind of a translucent. It's hard to tell that these are translucent unless you look at it, you know, like without color. And that's just printer paper, like cheap printer paper. Um, but that was kind of fun making, you know, these kind of translucent sort of, see, can you see my fingers through there? Little pieces that I'll use. This, I love, love, love this fat lady. Okay, so back in the olden days, that a person shaped like this would be considered a circus freak. Today, it's normal. So, I mean, it's not, I'm not saying it's healthy, but it is normal. So each of these kind of looks like vellum almost. So I did those. And then I got some fabric, and that's in one of the pages there, and I'll show you. What I did was, and this one still has the backer on it. This is fusible sticky interfacing. So this is sticky on this side. If I iron it, I can iron it onto something and it'll stay. And then you can sew it. And I'll show you. See if I can find the page. Well, it's 2 pages actually. Where are they? No, I stuck them in here. Here we go. So I did black felt, and then I ironed these down, and then I did a little blanket stitch around these, and then just did a little whip stitch around that, and then did these on my sewing machine, and then I fused it to a piece of a paper bag. So there, let's get it right side up. I don't know where the other half is. It's here somewhere. There it is. So I cut all those out after I fused them to the stuff because it's easier to cut that way, and put them to paper on the other side. And the same, no, I didn't fuse that one. I fused this one. This is some very thin paper from China. Okay, so we did those. And then I've got this other miscellaneous. And then I have done a bunch of charms and miscellaneous. So for instance, I've got this little rusted safety pin because you guys saw that I was rusting some safety pins. And then this little medallion thing on here. And yeah, I've got a bunch of these. And these were stickers that I've had for years from a sticker book. And I just left them in the sticker book, and then I used resin because I can't be asked to wait for that other stuff to dry. I love, this is a favorite right here. Um, just, you know, mixed media little pieces, and then some of them I used my resin to resin a little thing to the back, a little telephone box, and then just little miscellaneous. And then the ones, here's a little dangle. Um, and I can't find all of my this color of these things. I don't know what you call those, an eye pin. No, that's a, yeah, that's an eye pin. But this is just, these right here are aluminum foil with double-sided tape squished down onto a piece of black cardstock and then colored, dyed with alcohol ink. And then I took some, I made brads. These I used my 3-in-1 glue, and these were somebody sent me these chicken and waffle brads that I would never ever use, so I just reused them to make my own brads, you know, for closures and such. Let's see. Here's, you know, like a dangle with the little lady on it. And then I made a bunch of tiny little ones with the small stickers that were in the stuff. So that was fun to finally use those after years. And then I have an actual cutter, and I had cut out a bunch of these black ones, and I coated it with this stuff. Where is it? Um, where are you? Where did I put you? Right here. This is called Irresistible Pico Embellisher. It's from Imagine Crafts, and the color here is bronze. And it does a very nice job of making a bronze looking situation. So I did those, and then I also had the middles that I had cut out, and I did the little middles too and made little screws because I'm crazy like that. Let's see. Here's one of the little tiny ones attached, glued to one of these Tim Holtz things. So I made a bunch of those, a bunch. And then I think I showed you guys last week my snippet rolls. Look, this is stuck. Oh, it would have been okay stuck to that too, but whatever. And then these were something I punched, I think. And I just kept all that stuff laying around until I finally got around to doing something with it. So those all have their own little container. Let's see, what else? What else have I done? Oh, this is what I've done this week so far for this specific journal. Um, what's in here? Okay, so in here I have some, these I'll make pockets out of. Their coffee filters. This is Sorry Cloth. These are my rusty safety pins. And then I had some costume jewelry that it was like, I don't know, that kind of stuff that you buy, like there's 3 in the package, and I rusted those up. So we'll use some of these in there. And then I've got these, which these are super cool. These are from, oh, this is something Elizabeth made and I made her send me. It's very cool. Sometimes I'm just putting miscellaneous, and I love the postage stamp here because it's cool looking. Who are these by? These are by My Porch Prints, and they are like hidden pockets. So for instance, I haven't cut that out yet, but look at this one. I love this one. So it's a little pocket, and you can take a little record out. And then they've all got their own matching ephemera. Here's a coffee cup. Where's the lid? Oh, there's no lid. There's what goes with this. Something. I got them mixed up somehow. Why did you mix them up, you dork? Okay, for instance, this goes like this, and it looks like an open drawer. So you leave this part open, and then you can tuck things inside of there. And these are the things that, came with the printable kit that you can tuck inside. Wow, how come everything went purple? That's crazy. So I've got those, and then I think I have one more container here. Ugh. I've taken out all of my art house whimsy creepy stuff. But first I have to find a solution for this because I need it to open better. So that's something I stitched one day when I was bored. I had fun doing that, but it took a long time. This is the metal that I made the things from. So aluminum foil with double-sided tape on the black paper. And this side I use colors like caramel and espresso and a lot of brown colors. And then this side I used mushroom, oregano, and pitch black alcohol inks, and just, kind of dabbed them on. And then you just punch them out. And then I take a black marker and go around this edge because some of the stuff comes off and it looks silvery. So I did those. And then these are also baby oil. So this is still really, really delicate because this is that camper book. But like you can really, oops, I tore it. Oops. I just did a bunch of these, which are some papers that Mike got me on the side of the road or from a dumpster or something. And I just stamped on them and, mucked them up really well. So I have all the ephemera I'm going to possibly need for this journal. And let's see, including stuff that I still need to fussy cut that's in my bedroom because that's where I do my fussy cutting. I have all of my art house whimsy. I have some stuff I've already made that I'll probably put in because it's just trippy. So this is 2 pockets. And it'll just open out, and that's probably maybe too wide. Let's see, let me find a bigger page. No, it'd be fine. So go that way, or I can go this way and be a flip out with pockets. I want to make sure that I'm using all the crap that I make. Because I make a lot. Just, out of boredom. Okay, and more I have. Um, that doesn't belong here. These are, I was just playing around with my Better Press. And this is some tissue paper that I dyed. And this is a, you know, gel print page. So I guess that's it for today. Since I'm kind of stuck until I figure out what to do with that journal. But once I get it figured out, then we can start decorating with all this ephemera. And I have everything in a little box down beside me, my sewing machine beside me, but I definitely need a better situation for this. It's just not big enough. So, and I don't know exactly. These D-rings are probably, uh, where's my measuring stick? Um, they're not quite 2 inches. So inside they're about 1 3/4. I think I need about 3 inches. So, and there's really no way to expand them. Now Mike knows how to weld, but I'm not going to ask him to weld in this heat. He certainly can't weld in the house. But I just need more space to be able to turn my pages properly. It's upside down. They work fine from the center. It's just the edges that are a problem. But you guys, I hope you have a good weekend. I love this page. Oh, okay, that page is upside down. So what's cool about this is I can take it out and put it in right side up. But not with this one. Okay, so I'm not going to even try. I'm not going to mess it up anymore. I thank you for coming to hang out for a little bit with me today and kind of, troubleshoot-ish what I can do to fix this situation. But I do like the idea of individual pages. Now this is upside down. I don't know what's right side up and upside down anymore. Okay, this is right side up for this one. I think I just have its mate the wrong way. Yeah, and I don't really like those D rings. I like the circle ones. So I'm gonna message Mike and see if he can find some 3-inch rings for me. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video or just like hanging out with me, and leave comments and all the YouTubey things. Take care, everybody. Oh yeah, and tomorrow's my birthday. Woohoo! I'm going to be celebrating by doing nothing. Probably dealing with this thing. I'll see y'all next week or around the rooms. Bye.